So if I ask you a question, what is creativity, or what does creativity means to you? So what would your answer be? Anyway, so whatever the answer is, so if you ask these questions to most people, you will get some pretty common answers, like creativity is something which is very, very unique, or some people will say creativity is something which is authentic, or you may hear answers like creativity is like original, right? So now the question becomes like, what does actually originality means? What does actually unique means? What does actually authenticity means? These are like actually vague and broad term, right? So if you're someone who is like entering in the creative field, let's say you are going to plan your study or career in design or art or architect, so this feels like requires you to be creative as a worker or as an individual, right? Or as a human being. So if you don't know the meaning of the creativity, so how do you become creative? Okay. So so when I started like designing mobile apps or websites, I used to struggle with this particular issue, which is creativity. But then I found out a book which is called Still Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. He's a wonderful writer. So what he actually talks about that if you want to be creative, you don't have to be unique. If you want to be creative, you don't have to be original, and all those things that you hear from most people. If you actually want to be creative, what you have to do is you have to know how to steal from people, literally. If you know well how to steal, then you can actually become creative person. Okay. So what he meant by that. So I'll give you an example. So let's say you like my hairstyle. So you copied my hairstyle, okay? Let's say that you liked someone else's t-shirt, then you copied their t-shirt. And same thing goes with pants, your shoes, your watch, everything, okay? So what happened here is you copied different things from different people, right? You did not just copied me, you just copied from many people. So you actually put some sort of work there, right? So that process is actually called creative. You actually steal from different people, then you put it up and made a personality, right? So whatever your like industries or study field is, when people will say this type of terms, this is like useless. So what we actually have to do is, let's say we like someone else's work. Yes, we should be allowed to copy them, but not entirely. Initially, we can, but if we want to make something, we have to know. Let's say I'm trying to create an app. So let's say Uber has a very good sign up like onboarding flow. So you copied their like their flow, and then you like someone else's like homepage, then you like someone else's reminder, and all those things. Okay. So then you combine everything into your app. Now what you have is something which is made by you, because you pick different things for different app and you created yours, like you created kind of a unique app right now, right? So that is what like creativity actually means ultimately. And I'll read something from this book. uh, hmm, this is like how to look at the world like an artist. if you even if you are not an artist or a creative person, I think you can still like get benefits from this book. Every artist get asked the question, where do you get your ideas? The honest artist answers, I steal them. First you figure out what's worth stealing, then you move on the next thing. Bye.